Why is it that we find it so difficult to open up and talk about our mental health? Is it simply the shame of not being strong enough and the stigma of suffering from some kind of mental health problem? Is it our grin and bear culture that makes us think we should just crack on with things and not fess up that there's something wrong? I'm not denying that these are huge factors, and they probably account for why many people find it so difficult, if not impossible, to tell anyone when they're going through tough times. I know that when I found myself in the midst of an emotional crisis, I didn't tell a soul. I felt completely alone, and I was convinced that the only person that felt this way was me, and I'd actually started to believe that I would never get better. I became so preoccupied with my intrusive thoughts that filled my mind every moment of the day, and that gnawing anxiety that took hold of me as soon as I opened my eyes every morning. And I've spent a great deal of time pondering, why did I find it so hard to tell anyone about my state of mind? I'm sure shame and stigma were huge barriers to me talking about my mental health. But I do feel the main reason I didn't talk about it was I had absolutely no idea what was happening to me. I could not bring myself round to expressing what I was experiencing, as I just couldn't find the right words for it. You see, isn't it easy to talk about a physical problem like a sore leg or a bad back? For me, telling anyone that I was struggling was to admit that there was something wrong with me. And when it comes to our thoughts and feelings, it's so much easier on the face of it just to keep quiet because no one can really see what's going on. If you just try to act normal, then there's this hope that eventually the thing will go away and things will just get better. And that was the kind of flawed reasoning I remembered using when brushing my mental health issues under the rug. There was also a fear for me of things getting worse if I verbalised them and spoke them out loud. I do remember trying to put into words the way I was feeling and becoming completely overwhelmed by the effort of doing so. That fear of not being able to explain clearly what was going on in my mind stopped me from doing anything at all. And the prospect of attempting and failing to communicate how I was feeling was absolutely terrifying. So for me, I felt the best strategy was to try to make sense of what I was experiencing alone and not to share it with the world. So what should we do? What can we do? Well, I feel that everybody has a wider part to play in this. It's not just for those that are struggling with their mental health to do something. We can all do something. And that starts by initiating a conversation, speaking to the person, which is actually not that easy. But when should you do it and where should you do it? I know I was making up excuses and never finding the right time to open up to people and explain what I was feeling. I just felt like I was completely separated from the world. And I was totally convinced that there was nothing that anybody could say or could possibly change for me that would make anything better. But things are better today. It's so much better, and mental health is talked about more. Back when I was struggling, mental health was a bit of a taboo subject. Many people now do feel able to talk openly about their mental health issues, and I applaud these people. In fact, I'm slightly in awe of them. See, it's not just for those that are really struggling right now with their mental health. Everybody needs to be observant and keep an eye on your friends, your family, your colleagues. And you can literally save somebody's life with a conversation. There's an acronym that I use to look out for the signs that somebody might be struggling, and that is warm chaos. So the W is withdrawal. Has somebody withdrawn from their friends and family and participating in usual activities? A, anger. Are they having outbursts of anger? Are they behaving differently? Recklessness, the R. Have they got a disregard for their personal safety, and are they taking excessive risks? M, mood changes. Has there been a noticeable change in their mood? Are they different from how they normally are? C, have they had talks of suicide, Or have they mentioned thoughts of suicide? And there's an H, hopelessness, feeling a lack of control over circumstances and situations. And then A, anxiety, struggling with sleep, nightmares, agitated. O, overwhelmed. Are they showing signs that everything is just too much for them? And then finally S, substance abuse. Have they increased their drinking habit or have they started to take recreational drugs? If you spot any of these signs, ask the person, how are they doing? Very often you'll find that people will brush you off and say, I'm doing fine. So be prepared to ask the question again and just listen to them. Don't debate with them or try and counsel them, just listen. And if you're genuinely concerned for that person's welfare, get help from an expert. There's the Samaritans or their GP or NHS 24. You'll be surprised at just how powerful a conversation can be, and it very may well save a person's life. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to learn more, there are a number of ways I can help you. Firstly, you could subscribe to my podcast, which is called Tickety Boo. It's on Spotify and Apple and also YouTube, and the links will be in my bio or listed below. If you'd like help from me in dealing with anxiety, depression, fears, phobias, or you want to kick an unwanted habit, you can also contact me using the links in my bio or by using the links below. And finally, if you'd like to learn the skills that I use to help people, you can use the link below or again go to my bio to contact me. I hope you've enjoyed this video and thanks very much for watching.